Lately, I've really been enjoying knitting bralettes, but I found that I can't get the fit just right. So to fix that, I decided to add elastic thread as reinforcement. I'm going to show you how I did that. Here's the way the bralette looks before I add the elastic. You can see it's just a little too loose. And to do this, I used elastic thread and a 2.75mm crochet hook. The first thing I did was turn the bralette inside out. Then I inserted my crochet hook into one loop of a knit stitch at the very bottom. Leaving a long tail, I wrap the elastic thread around my crochet hook and do 2 chain stitches. Then I slip stitch into the next knit stitch, and then chain 1 and slip stitch into the one loop of the next knit stitch, and just continue that all the way around until I get to the other side. And then to finish it off, all I do is cut the elastic thread, leaving a long tail, and then make 3 knots and tighten them quite a bit to make sure that it's really secure. And then I just cut that pretty short and it holds well. Next, I added elastic to the inside strap and underarm. And I started this the same way as I did the bottom band. Then I slip stitched through the back of each stitch at the underarm. And then when I reached the strap, my strategy here was to just slip the entire way up through the center back knit stitch. Hopefully that makes sense. Through one side of the center back knit stitch, because I'll go back down the other side, but I'll show you that in a minute. So once I get down the whole strap, I am now at the side of the cup, and those stitches were slip stitched. So there are large loops at the back that I can put my elastic into. So I'm just slip stitching all the way through those. And then I finish it off the same as I did the last one. Just pull up a long string and tie it off. Then I repeated that with the other underarm. And instead of tying this one off, I'm just going to flip it around and go back up the other side of the strap. And then once I finish the strap, that brings me around to the top front of the bralette. And so I just go through the back of all those stitches and slip stitch all the way around. I slip through all the stitches in the front, and then I'm over to the other strap. And then I just go through the side of that knit stitch in the back, just like I did the other strap. And so then after finishing that strap, I'm at the back band of the bralette, and then I just slipped through every stitch here. Now this is actually the loosest part of this bralette, and it's because I used a stretchy bind off and did it way too loose. So this elastic really helped the fit in this spot especially. And I finished off this round the same as I did the other two, and just tied it off very securely and cut it down. And the last part that I added elastic reinforcement to was right under the bust, and that really helps the fit. So I'm going to show you how I did that now. The first thing I did was get a good look at the stitches and the shaping and decide where I wanted the elastic to start. And I worked this round the same as I did the others with the rib stitches. The only difference is that the places where the angle goes up, I actually did 2 slip stitches in between because there is an extra space there, and I wanted to fill it and not make it pull too much in that spot. And then when I got to the center front, I just slip stitched across those few stitches and then went back down and around the other cup in the same way that I did the first one. And then I finished off these ends using a tapestry needle and made little knots there and wove in those ends. So I'm all done. It is now reinforced with elastic and fits so well. I will say that I could have done it with black elastic, and I might redo it with black, but I realized that white would be much easier to see and show. But it fits so good. I'm so glad I did this.